Welcome to the next square of the 50 stitches crochet along, and today we're making the embossed block stitch. So it makes these posts which are, these do stand out a bit 3D, and it's just a pretty way of making a nice stack looking stitch. So how do we make it? For this square we're going to use a 3.5mm hook, and we're going to start by chaining 30. Then in the third chain from your hook you're going to make a single crochet and then a single crochet in each stitch across. So you'll have 30 stitches in total, including that turning chain. So then when you've done that, you're going to turn and you're going to change colour. So the first row, that is going to be the colour of our posts, and the second colour that we're joining in is going to be our background colour. Oops, there we go. So join with a chain one, and in the same stitch make a single crochet. Okay, so this single crochet will be in both loops. Let's pull that tight. Okay, so row 2, we're going to single crochet in the front loop only. So you've got the 2 loops on the top there, and we're only going to crochet in this front one. So through the front loop only and single crochet. So the first and last stitch of the row will be through both loops, but all the stitches in between just the front loop, and the single crochet in every stitch in front loop only all the way across. So you'll have 28 stitches in the front loop, and then the stitch at the beginning and the end in both loops. So I'm going to carry on with this, and I shall see you at the end of the row. So I've got to the end of the row, and that last single crochet is through both loops. So now I'm going to turn, I'm going to chain one, and in that first stitch I'm going to make a single crochet through both loops. That's our first stitch. And for this row we're going to make a single crochet in the back loops only. So of those two, we're just going through the back loop, and we're going to do that all the way across. So you'll have 28 stitches in the back loops only, and the first and last stitch of the row will be through both loops. Okay, so I'm at the end of the row again, and you can see those ridges coming up nicely now. So now we're going to turn, chain one, and into the first stitch single crochet in both loops. And that's our first stitch. And for this row we're going to single crochet in the front loops only again. So exactly the same as row 2. Okay, so I've got to the end of the purple and I've cut off, and you can see these rows of ridges. So we've got one in the green and 2 in the purple. So now we're going to join our post colour again. Okay, so to join, just pull through the new colour in that last stitch, chain one, and in the same stitch single crochet, and you single crochet through both loops. Let's pull both those tight. Okay, so we're going to single crochet in the back loop only for the next stitch. Okay, and in the next stitch we're going to make our first post. So to do that we're going to go through the back loop only, pull up a loop. Now for the next bit you might find it easier to turn it outside, and then you're going to put your hook through the front loop of the same stitch. Oops, so my arm's getting tangled here. Where are we going? There we go. So through the front loop and pull up a loop. So you've now got 3 loops on your hook. Now we're going to go down to the next loop. So we've got no there, that next ridge there, that's the second one, so we're going through number 3, which is this one, and then pull up a loop. We go to the next stitch down, go through that front loop and pull up a loop. Then we go to the one in row 1, which should be the same colour as your post, and pull up a loop. So we should have 6 loops on your hook. Then we yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over for the next 2, yarn over for the next 2, and then yarn over through the last 2. And that is your embossed post. So you see how it stands out nicely there? So this is actually how Tunisian crochet is done. You go through the set of loops and then yarn over and pull through all the way back up. So you've got a little Tunisian crochet post there. Okay, so now we're going to carry on down the row. So we're going to go through the next stitch across and single crochet in the back loop only, and we'll do this for the next 2 stitches as well. So after your embossed post you will single crochet in the back loop only in the next 3 stitches. Okay, there, and then we're going to do another embossed post. So I'll show you how to do that again. So go into the back loop and pull up a loop, and turn your work on its side and go through the front loop of the same stitch, pull up a loop. We'll then go to the next stitch down. If you're worried about which stitch you're going into, just count the stitches from the last post. So we did 3 single crochet, so we skip 3 and go into 4 from that last post, which is this one. There's the last post, 1, 2, 3, and number 4. So then yarn over, pull up a loop. Do the same for the next stitch down, yarn over and pull up a loop, and then do the same for the stitch that's the same colour as your post. Yarn over, pull through. So you'll have 6 loops on your hook again, and then just yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time until we get back to the top. And that is another post done. So we're going to carry on this down the row. Okay, so it's 3 single crochet in the back loop only, then a post, 3 single crochet back loop only, and a post all the way down the row. So I'm going to carry on with this and I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so I finished that row and I've got 7 posts. So after that last post there'll be 3 stitches left. You do 2 single crochet in the back loop only, and then the final single crochet will be in both loops. Okay, so now we need the next row. So I'm going to turn and into that first stitch I'm going to rejoin our background colour. So just pull through, chain 1, and in the same stitch single crochet through both loops. Okay, so for the next 3 rows I'm going to repeat rows 2, 3 and 4, which are these ones. So just turn back over. So you're going to do 1 row in the front loop only, the next row in the back loop only, and then the next row in the front loop only, all in single crochet. So I'm just going to repeat those 3 rows. So front loop, back loop, front loop, and just the first and last stitches through both loops. So I'm going to get those 3 rows done and I shall see you when I get there. Okay, so I've done the next 3 rows, and you can see all my ridges are on the front. So when you are doing these rows, if you lose track of if you do front loop or back loop, just remember all these ridges need to be on the front of your work. Okay, so for the next row we're going to be doing the posts again. So I'm going to rejoin my post colour. Oops. When my yarn behaves. Shouldn't cut off until I've joined this really, make it easier. But just remember when you are changing colour and you cut off, you still need to turn. Okay, so don't cut off and stay on the same side, you must turn, otherwise things will end up on the wrong side. So pop that in, and that first single crochet is through both loops. And then we're going to single crochet in the back loop only for the next 3 stitches. 2 and 3. Okay, so we'll have single crochet in the first 4 stitches. The first one through both loops, and then 3 through the back loop only. And then we're going to make embossed post again. So through the back loop, pull up a loop of the same stitch, go through the front loop and pull up a loop, and then go into each of the ridges. So 1, 2, 3 and into that 4th ridge. Pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3 and into the 4th. Make sure I can count properly. Pull up a loop, and then finally into the same colour row as you're doing your post now, and you should be going into the middle of the post that you did before. So this makes sure your posts are staggered. I should bring that back out. There's the post, there's the next ridge, that's the stitch we're going into, one post after, and then the next post. So you're going through that middle stitch. And then form your posts the same way as you did before. I'll do a yarn over. One, 2, 3, 4, then 5. And there's the next post. And you're going to repeat this down the row. So same as last time, 3 single crochet in the back loop, then make another post, 3 single crochet in the back loop, make another post. And you're going to do that all the way down. And then for the rest of this stitch you're going to repeat rows 2 to 10. Sorry, 2 to 9. And that's for the rest of the stitch. So if I just go back to the original square, for every row remember that the first and last stitch of every row is going to go through both loops. And all the other rows you're either going in the front loop or the back loop only. Okay, so for this square there are 25 rows and you end on a post row. Okay, you're going to repeat rows 2 to 9. So forget the first row, so it's these 3, this one, these 3, and this one's row 9. And you end on a repeat of row 9. So for the border, it's a single crochet in every stitch across the top and bottom. For the sides, you're going to make 2 single crochet in the side of rows 1, 7, 13, 19 and 25. Okay, and add an extra stitch in the corners for the turn, and then that is the embossed block stitch. So I hope you enjoy, and as always if you need any help please do come to the Facebook group and come and show us your finished squares. I'd love to see what you're making. So I hope you enjoy that, and I shall see you next time for the next square. Bye for now.